I'm starting this video conversation with the women's 400-meter hurdles in Diamond League London with strong favorites Femke Bol, Janieve Russel, and Shamier Little, followed by the World Athletic Meet that took place this past weekend with the Netherlands crushing it once again in the 200 meters and Switzerland's Ditaji Kambundji sisters also taking some of the spotlight in the 100 meters and 100-meter hurdles. I can't wait for you guys to listen. Interesting and crazy times this year, which makes these races fun to watch. I know this is incredibly late for me to discuss as this event is clearly 2 weeks old by now. But what Femke Bol did, there are no adjectives to describe it at the moment. Let me explain. Finished this race with a time of 51:45, setting a world lead and meets record. Absolutely incredible and insane gap of about 20 meters. I'm not joking. Take a look at it right here. That mark puts Bol at number 2 fastest time in this event, right behind our Sydney McLaughlin Levrone record of 50:58 last year at Worlds, which also took place at the same exact time last year, ironically. How in heaven's sake are these ladies doing it? And what and how can we expect to see Femke Bol perform this year at Worlds, which is less than 2 weeks from now? Will Femke break Levrone's record of 50:68 and end up leaving with a $100,000 reward check, which goes to athletes who break world records? I don't know, but you guys let me know what you think. What is fascinating to me is the amount of stamina and energy Bol has when it comes to track in general. She is definitely world standard in the 400-meter hurdles and an elite competitor in the 300 and 400 meters. Also, when it comes to the 200 meters, she is elite level among the Europeans, and clearly nothing can be taken away from her at this very moment. However, there are other notables that I have to spotlight from this absolutely crazy race. I cannot ignore Shamier Little, who has had an incredible year and fought hard to finish this race by coming in 3rd place. It really looked like she came in tight to Russell, but after photo analysis, Russell was 2nd, and can't argue with that, guys. Let me play this clip of the race.
London, as she wins it, 50.
Just the last 20 meters, we see Little really powering it through. She is one of my favorite athletes coming into this season. Texas A&M alumni who has stayed relevant for many years. And deep down, as I said in my last video, I feel like this is her year to shine. Top 3 favorites for Worlds on my list in the hurdles. As of right now, you have Femke Bol, Shamier Little, and for that 3rd spot, it could be either Russell or Clayton. I'm not sure. Worlds will come down to who has the endurance, as you have the heats and semifinals basically sand on fire to come away from. I've said enough good things about Little thus far this season. If you are a fan, you can check out her playlist on the channel of her videos along with other athletes. Now, focusing attention away from this race and looking at what happened in Europe, you had the World Athletics Continental Bronze Tour that took place in Bern, Switzerland this past weekend on August 8th, 2023. Notables including Mujinga Kambundji and athlete Zoe Hobbs, who Track and Ace covers on his channel. So make sure you guys also follow Track and Ace. Link to his channel will be under the description. I'm going to have these races posted in the description as well. Kambundji was favored to win, but she finished in 3rd place. You know, what I find amazing about this race is how the cameraman can take a 10-second race and turn it into 10 minutes. The camera angles are in 100 different places at this meet. Lansiquot, for one of my subscribers that keeps on picking on names out there. You know who you are. There you go, Lansiquot. Of the UK, very unique last name lady, finished the race with a time of 11:06. One of UK's top 3 elite runners. And if these UK ladies do not finish top 3 in the 4x100 meters at Worlds, I will stop talking about them. They are insanely fast and should be dominating the continent of Europe as a collective team. Zoe Hobbs finished second with a time of 11:13, which is also pretty good for European standards. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. With all that said, where can I go with this? These ladies are going to Worlds, but running with a mark of 11 seconds, that might not be enough to make it into the finals. Both Lansiquot and Zoe Hobbs quite possibly can reach maybe semifinals because we have several candidates that are capable of running sub 11 already. From the US, guys, you have Sha'Carri Richardson and Tamari Davis. Brittany Brown could also pose a threat as a sub 11 runner from what we saw at US Nationals. The Jamaicans, you have Sherika Jackson and Shelly and Fraser Pryce, who was questionable from that mid-season injury and looks like she will be back at Worlds to defend her title as the returning 100-meter champion. Kambundji is an interesting wild card. She made it in both the 100-meter and 200-meter final last year. From the pick of the litter, coming off the semifinals with very, very slim margins. But what do you guys think? Again, tough call to make here as this race is extremely stacked. And when I talk about Mujinga Kambundji, well, she has an amazing little sister. If you guys don't keep up at all, let me tell you who she is. Her name is Ditaji Kambundji. She participated in the 100-meter hurdles that took place in the same meet as well. Let's take a quick look. Finished with a time of 12:47 and setting a meet record along with personal best. Clearly, speed runs in this family. I can't say the same for mine. Ditaji, she definitely has a bright future and is definitely going to Worlds representing Switzerland. But on the world stage, again, the competition is just as stacked as the hurdles and the 100. So I don't honestly know how far she will be able to go. If there's someone in Switzerland listening to this right now, then let me know, as this is your guy's athlete. Currently, Ditaji Kambundji is ranked 11th in the world, but it is still possible for her to finish top 8 if she maintains that incredible 12:47 endurance. And keep in mind that Ditaji Kambundji is 10 years younger than her older sister. You have 21 and 31 years respectively. So if Ditaji has the same fire, hunger, discipline as her older sister and identical priorities in life, then the future looks very bright for her and Mujinga as well, and still putting up relatively great times. If you take a look at Mujinga Kambundji, even at 31, she's still quite an amazing runner. Last year, her top 10 times, it was about 50%, guys, which is absolutely insane. Man, oh man, oh man. I have seen nothing like this before. Worlds will be crazy, and the track, from what I heard, is incredibly fast, says a source of mine, and that source is called the internet. Let me share with you part of the statement that came out from the worldathletics.org website. Marton Gyulai, Deputy CEO of Budapest 2023 nonprofit, the company organizing the event, and Peter Arvai, project manager of the construction consortium, said during the tour that the Mondo surfaced world-class 9-lane track was extremely fast and unique in Hungary. Any of you guys who happen to go to Hungary, take a lot of pictures and share that with us on Twitter. And last but not least, I want to cover the Netherlands. And yes, we are talking about the same meets again with very colorful talents. Those Netherlands ladies are looking extremely dangerous. Let me play this race for you guys from the back shot angles. And guys, I'm not sure why the Europeans use these weird camera angles, but hey, no one is complaining. I certainly am not. So Netherlands takes the 1-2 spots. Tasa Jiya finished with a time of 22.98. Coming in first place, followed by her teammate Mary van Hunenstijn, who is having a very decent season. Jiya took the national championship from Femke Bol in the 200 meters this season. Incredible ladies in Europe. This duo was also part of the 4x100 meters that beat the United States in Diamond League London. They finished with a time of 42.38 at that event. If we superimpose that time into last year's World 2022 results, a time of 42.38 would have put Netherlands in 5th place, beating Spain. The Netherlands is definitely in a much better position this year. However, on paper, the United States, Jamaica, Germany, and Nigeria still remain very strong. But with the 4x100, hey, anything can happen. And now is the time to go into one of my favorite portions of the video, which is comment stream, where I react to the most recent comments that you guys put on the videos. But do me a favor really fast and make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you receive the latest videos. We are getting a lot of subscribers, but the problem now is a majority are not going in and checking notifications. So please help us out, guys, unless you only like to view the shorts, which is completely fine and okay with me. On the 4x100 meter versus 5,000 meter video, we have a comment by Quamfi Mark. He says, "Thanks for the congratulations to the Netherlands team. They did very well by beating the USA and the Brits. Maybe the Netherlands can put on a surprise winning a medal at Worlds. That should be fantastic." My response back to Mark is, I won't be surprised if they make top 3 at Worlds. Anything can happen in this particular event. Now let us go to the Talu Holds US video. Eva La Diva said, "Don't be too concerned if some runners at times don't perform up to expectations or are absent here and there in these various meets. In just the past week or so, we have seen events in Hungary, Switzerland, Monaco, Spain, England, etc. Yes, fatigue is a factor, along the increased risk of injury. As a result, some athletes can get tired out, but more significantly, they are compelled to employ a conservation strategy. It's a balance game. They need to pace themselves so they don't burn out, and they aim to peak at the time of the most significant events of the season. Being the Olympics or World Championships, sometimes this means not always going all out to win each time, but trying to finish in a respectable position there, or sometimes just skipping an event. A game of preserving oneself, yet maintaining a good ranking and overall respectable position. In a way, a number of these smaller events are like practice, keeping themselves at performance level relevant to fans and sponsors, but not overreaching. I agree with that 100%, Eva. You and one of my subscribers, Philip Biblian, and a couple of folks on this channel carry the same understanding with respect to this sport, so I appreciate that as well. Crack and Ace replied, and make sure you check out his channel once again as he is back. Great breakdown, Jacob, as I feel like Talu will be in the top 3 in the 100 meters at Worlds with Sherika, Shelly, and maybe Sha'Carri. And he also says, great news, Jacob, as I finally got those rejected strikes overturned. So my channel will be back to uploading in 2 weeks. Thanks for your support and help through this point, Jacob. It really meant a lot to me. Extremely nice to hear, Track and Ace, and thank you, Track and Ace, and what you've done so far. And guys, if you enjoyed long formatted track content, then please check out Track and Ace. He's one of the few content creators who really goes out of your way to take the time and effort to make videos along with myself. And what is most important is when you watch those videos to the very end, it tells YouTube to promote track and field content to many and more people so that they can watch it. We sometimes talk about how USATF and NBC needs to be more for track and field and, you know, do all this in terms of money and outreach. But what about us, the little guys? What can we do? Yes, subs are great, likes and comments as well, but increased watch time on a video is like putting steroids into the fire. It just, like, it helps and tells YouTube to promote the sport in general, not just the channel. And YouTube wants to make money. If they see increased watch time, hey, they will take a look at the sport and analyze it to in depth and start boosting it on top of its algorithm, which will definitely beat the standings of United States Track and Field and NBC, guys. So yes, watch time matters a lot. And appreciate those who go ahead and watch videos to the end in track and field. Not just mine, Flow Track, you have Athletic LLC, and you have the Final Leg, and there's many others out there that I routinely watch. And the next comment is by Brendan. He says, Talu, lovely to see her doing well. World Champs is where the glory is. We see what happens there. I pray she holds her form and medals. Gold? Not sure. And I responded back and said, Talu's looking like a top 3 to 4 candidate at the moment, which is pretty good. As long as she can endure those heat semifinals, she should do well. Just making it to finals is good enough in my book again. But what do you guys think? Now let us go to the Diamond League Monaco, where a subscriber mentioned that this was the first 400 meters since the 2021 Olympics where 4 women finished under 50 seconds. I have not verified that information, but it was definitely an amazing race. Track for All says, so at this point, if you had to pick from Gabby or Shamar, excuse me, I always mess that name up, Shamier, for the 4x400 meter relay, who would it be? I responded back and said, good one, sir. The inconsistencies with Gabby does not end. I think what helps is when these athletes perform post interviews to get a better understanding of what is going on with them and your perspective and viewpoint. And what I have clearly seen is that sometimes Gabby can be hindered by outside circumstances that have been outside of her control this season. So I can't speculate on her health because she has shown clearly it's not the case from a number of outstanding performances this season. But if you were to ask me whether to put her in the 4x100 or 4x400, I would have to go with the 4x100, and specifically that third leg just going off her form and stride, which mirrors Jenna Prandini a tad bit. And Gabby has at least participated in a relay this season. The last one was on April 1st at Clyde Littlefield Relays Mike A. Meyer Stadium in Austin, Texas. She was on Team Red, coming 3rd place and running that anchor pretty well. In that squad, you had Makia Briscoe, Brittany Brown, and Morlake Atkinson, ladies who have talked about on this channel this past year. And shout out to Team Gold. That team had Abby Steiner and Jenna Prandini duo. That is a deadly relay combination, guys. But too bad they did not make it to Worlds or the relay pool, because you can have an incredible relay team, but at the same time, an extremely mediocre individual 100 meter team. So it's literally 2 different sports in my personal opinion. But we have covered those already enough in this channel. And Tom Green says, what happened to Adeleke? I responded back and said, I think it's just normal fatigue. She's coming out of the NCAA along with her teammate Julian Alfred and has ran a lot of races this season. And then Palomic mentioned in another comment just right after mine, hi, NCAA finals were on the 10th of June, so almost 6 weeks for Adeleke without a 400 meter race. probably took a break and is preparing for peak performance in Budapest. She just ran out of steam at the end of the Monaco race. She is still only 20, so lots of time for improvement if she keeps healthy. Also, guys, following that comment, Polomik says Rashidat Adaliki had an interview on an Irish sports channel, and I will have a link to that video for any Scottish Irish fans out there in the description. Special shout out to Chris Falconer for getting a hold of the August 8th race. I will also have a link to his channel under the description as well. And that is all I have for this video. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in a few days. Bye. So if you liked this video, then check out the videos right above or visit our short clip playlist